Hi guys, Philip here and welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how to use OpusClip. I am not an affiliate, I am unsponsored, I'm doing this here purely to help you out. And if you want to see my full review of OpusClip, then click them below, I'll leave a link here for you. But this video here is going to show you how to use OpusClip. And I've been a member since almost day one, since June of 2023. So keep watching and I'll show you how to use the software to maximize your output, as it were. And I'll show you a really cool trick here as well, using ChatGPT to create awesome scripts that is perfectly tailored, not only for long form content, but so that you can snip out relevant content easily so you don't waste time in the editor trying to find really good hooks. Okay, so with that in mind, let's jump in here and I'll show you how to use this. So from the main dashboard here, go and click on Create Clip, or you can go to Clip Anything. Both of these here work very fine. There's a little hover here, you can see what these mean. But if I go to Basic Clip here, click on Upload, and you can upload your chosen video. I'll choose this one here, okay? I'll upload that, and I've already got it here, so I can jump in here. You open your editor here, and jump inside, and this one you can see already has a 92 out of 100 because this video was recorded specifically for a short. Okay, and then here you can see here you have these different options here, but for now let's go inside here and go to Edit Clip. And inside here this operates just like any other editor, and the beauty is that because you can preview, first do is preview it, and obviously the first thing you want to do is make sure that the text here is accurate, because if you're like me, you know, I'm sure you noticed I mumble, I stumble, I talk really fast. Okay, so for me, often AI has problems following what I say because I mumble, I stumble, I've got an accent, and you know, I speak very quickly, and so it means that sometimes AI tools they get the captions wrong. So make sure you watch the short here, make sure everything lines up properly and you have everything there as you like it. Okay, and then what you can do is, if you want to change anything, simply click on here, as you can see, right? You can click and highlight and so on, and you can say remove, change the highlighting and so on. You can add anything here you want to add and so on, and do all that good stuff here. So here, let's say if I'm going to take here. If I go here and say highlights here that they can earn passive income by default, okay, if I highlight that and go here to add, I say add AI B-roll, okay, and then here you can see generating. So we have to wait a few seconds there to let that do its thing, and that will then add over this scene here a B-roll that overlaps my face. Okay, so if I just go and, you know, again, this is where you need to practice, okay? Because as you can see here, this here is a little, looks like a little river, right? And you know, it's okay, but it may not be relevant. So you can see passive income, river. I can see it. I can see what it means there, but you know, it's not really that relevant. So for me, it's like, nah, I'll forget that. I'll go here and I'll say, please, I'll go here and say, right here, believing passive income here. If I go here now and say stock instead, that might be better. Simply because here, you know, you can see here, right? It's not really relevant, is it? No, at all. So that's where you have to start learning how to use a tool in terms of understanding what's what. Because here you can see here, this is probably a lot more relevant, right? Right. So this one here, you can see, right, I'm clicking here, you can see. That is much more relevant. So you need to learn how to find those nuances of the software, because obviously AI being AI is not always perfect. So for me to delete this river scene here, okay, I simply click here, and then I can simply go and click, actually select it, and then I can go here, delete. Okay, boom, it's gone. And then this one here, I can keep, and I can drag it and drop it wherever I want it, and then press play, and then right, it comes over there, and it's relevant to the actual wording there as well. So that's the process of editing your script and so on. So here, I can go here and I can type anything in here. I can edit it here and change it to what I want to have it as, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. And then in terms of, you have the tracker. Okay. So you can see it tracks the face. For me, for this one here, it's not really needed because I was talking to the camera, and this here was made specifically for being a short, so that's fine. But then here, on the right-hand side, you have certain enhancements you can do. One important one here is the audio, right? You can click on here, speech enhancements, and you can go and remove any background noise and so on. Again, this one here, be careful, because oftentimes this here will make your audio sound a bit weird. So it depends. Again, it depends on what quality mic you have already. So that's very important here. But all these here, guys, my best suggestion is simply upload a test video and simply go through every single one just to see what it does, because they all have subtle nuances to them, and it depends on a few factors. For example, this video here, I'm talking straight to camera, and this video was specifically made for short. Whereas, so all these here would behave differently, because if I was uploading a random video where I'm on a podcast and I'm moving my arms a lot and I'm walking back and forth, right, that will dictate whether or not these are effective, right? And so on and so on and so on. Because here, adding AI emojis and so on may not be relevant for certain videos. So again, it depends. So see, if I toggle this on, you can see they disappear. See that? And now, and now they're back again. See that? So they kind of come and go depending on what you want to do here. Same here with the keyword highlighting. Again, it may not be relevant depending on what video you're doing. So keep that in mind. Captions and so on, same thing. Choose your style here. One common mistake here I see is sometimes people have the captions too far down, right? They move down here, where that will sometimes be hidden depending on if your video is on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. So I recommend have it up here. In fact, you can see the little shaded outline here. You can see where you should have it, right? You should have it within that zone, right? You can see they have the safe zone here. That's outside the safe zone. This one here is within the safe zone. So keep it within there. Also here, I recommend don't have it too large. Again, I see some people having like huge text, and again, it's very distracting. So make sure it's not too small, not too big, but that again depends on what's on the screen in the first place. Okay, and again, then you just go through here and you change the settings here as you wish, and you can also use the presets here as well and add any effects and so on you want to have. If or when you want to add effects, I recommend you add things that doesn't distract the user. Because quite often here, if they have some weird thing where it always slides in from the left, always, like every word, right? Sometimes here they have like every single word, like it bounces and moves around. It's very distracting, because I don't know about you guys, my eyes can't follow that. So make sure it's very simple transitions. Don't add crazy transitions here. And the same here goes for the transitions for the video itself. It can be very easy to fall into the trap of adding lots and lots of transitions just because they're cool, right? But they can quickly detract from the value of the video if you add like sound effects and all kinds of stuff as well, and so on. And that same goes here for the music. I see very often people adding really, really loud music, and it takes away the entirety of the value of the video. Now, let me show you a quick trick here, guys, in terms of scripting your videos. So you probably noticed that many creators on YouTube, I'll use Nisha here as an example, her videos are wonderful, and you'll notice that most of like the bigger YouTubers, they structure their videos in a very specific way so that they are very, very easily tailored and cut to be shorts, okay? So quite often, you'll notice that with people like Nisha, she's sitting in a very certain position. She's not waving around and moving around a lot, because she's going to reuse that same video for shorts, okay? But at the same time, her script is perfectly tailored to long form as well. And that's done on purpose. So she's repurposing the same video in many different ways. And you can do that as well with your scripts, with your scripts here, where obviously these prompts here are very primitive. Obviously, you would tailor that to your niche and your audience. This here is far too basic. You have to make a better one. It's just here for demo purposes. So you can read this here, right, and you can see what came back. So this here, obviously, this is not enough to make a long form video, but these are fine to start with for short form. But here you can see my second part is now, here you can see, make the full script and incorporate these short ideas. Each section should be detailed and long enough for long form content, but the first 50 seconds of each section should be tailored so they can cut for short. In other words, here, right? You can see the opening line of each subheading, i.e. here, so here, 7 habits of quietly wealthy people, right? She could have structured those so the first 6 seconds of each 7 points becomes a short, and then everything else becomes part of the long form content, okay? And so it means that when you are then recording this video, by default, you know you're going to get at least 7 shorts, because every single intro to every single subheading or subsection or chapter of the video is applicable to be a short, okay? And if you're really smart about it, you can do double. So what you can do is have an opening statement where your first 30 seconds or 40 seconds of your subheading or chapter is a short. Also, the conclusion or the transition into the next part can also be edited to be a short. So from like a 7-part video, you can get 14 shorts, all right? That's very, very powerful. And that means that when you upload them in here, they become very fluid and very simple. And because it's structured in that exact way. Otherwise, what happens is, if you go here, and if I upload like this one here, this is a random course I created. And you can see this here is completely unoptimized for a short, because obviously it's not meant to be a short. But I'm showing this here as a demonstration to show you. So here, this here is simply a normal course with slides and so on. Okay, this here is not meant to be shorts. So if I were to upload this here and then try and edit this here as a short, right, it wouldn't work because my script is not aligned. Obviously, you can see here the actual recording on screen is like full width, so nothing. This here will not fit as a short. So that's my point here, where when you're creating content, make sure you've put some thought behind it, so that your script, your camera, everything you're doing is tailored to not only give value as a long form video, but you can snip and snip and snip up with very easy sections. Because here, with this software here, when you're inside here, and you go to the, hang on, let me show you here. So here, like the clip basics here, if I go and upload this video here again, so if I upload this simple video here, okay, and I'll come back here in a second when this is uploaded. Okay, so that's now done. Now here, when I now click on Get Clips in one click, this is trying to get short videos from this video, but it's not optimized for that, right? Which means that when I go here to get clips from this, what's going to come back is going to be very, very poor. So here, with this one here, this one's tailor-made to be a short. That's why I've got a 92 out of 100. It's got a hook, it's got a flow, it's got a value, it's got a trend, right? And everything's clear. I'm looking at the camera. Whereas with this one here, once it's ready, okay, the problem here is that it's not tailored at all to be a short. The script isn't there. It's meant for a different purpose. So that's what I mean here. So I'll wait here until this is finished, and I'll come back and I'll show you what I mean here, because it's going to be very hard for the software to find any like good clips in there, because it's not tailored with a script where it's actually designed specifically to be used for shorts. Okay, so now you can see here it's finished, and if I click on this here now, you can see that the clips inside are going to be just very, very obscure and random. So here, this one here that has 99, right, which is fine. But when I click on it, you can see that it doesn't. I'll go and download this here so you can see. And I'll play this for you so on full screen so you can see. Okay, so you can see here that the Opus clip, it says 99, but it's taken a section out of it that you can't see what's happening on the screen there. It has no context at all, because this is part of one tutorial inside one of my software, right? It has zero relevance at all to anyone. Anyone who watches this will have absolutely no idea what this means or what it is, okay? So that's what I mean. And this is where you have to be careful, because even though this here says 99, right? Honestly, I don't know why it's saying that, because there's nothing here. So again, this is where AI is not ideally perfect, right? But the reason why this has happened is because of the what I'm saying here. I'm being very positive, and this small section sounded good in those 25 seconds. But this Opus clip doesn't take into account what's actually on the screen, because it doesn't know. Or I don't think so, because there's no way it would know, because you can see how small it is. So that's the point. So when it comes down to it, make sure that you actually make your content applicable and compatible with software like Opus Clip, because otherwise you get these kind of false positives where you think you might have a great short, but the truth is it's terrible and no one's going to watch it. Okay, so that's what I mean. So make sure you use ChatGPT or whatever AI tool you use to structure your scripts and so on for video, so that you can snip out as many shorts as possible. Anyway, guys, I'm babbling on here, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to watch my full review, then click on the link below and you can go and grab OpusClip. I am not an affiliate. I have no link to these guys. I'm doing this here purely to help you out, to make sure you understand what's what. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.